Again, after, as I was saying earlier, after consulting with my family and many of the folks in the crowd here, I know there's only one option. There's only one option here, folks. And I know where it is in my heart and where my heart is. And here today, I'm officially going to announce that I will be running for mayor. So much. Together, we will make sure that the average man and woman of this great city has a voice at City Hall.
Yes, yes.
Together, we will stop the out-of-control spending at City Hall and invest in priorities that matter to you.
Yes.
For 4 years, we have watched all the hard work that we did at City Hall. My friend Giorgio and Vince and others slowly come undone. We have saved hundreds of millions of dollars, and I always say it wasn't Rob, it wasn't me, it was a whole team. Guys like Mike Delgran, Vince Crisanti, Giorgio Mamaliti, those are the people that help save each and every one of you hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars each year. Folks, the bad news is, just in less than 3 years, John Tory's increased spending at the city over $1 billion each and every single year. To put that into context, that is $1,000 out of your pockets. And we've always believed you can spend the money a lot better than the government. We all know that. Doesn't matter what government it is, federal, provincially, or municipally, you are smarter with your money than any government. I just have to ask you one simple question. Do you feel that you've been getting services with additional $1,000 each and every one of you? You're right. The simple answer is no. Transit in this city is a mess. Traffic has ground to a halt, and your taxes have never been higher. Mr. Tory has failed to deliver on promises he made during the last election. And what is worse, he's done the opposite of what he's promised.
Because he's always standing on the fence.
What we have seen is one promise after another broken. He promised to keep taxes low. Taxes have skyrocketed. Businesses are being forced to close their doors, and people are being pushed out of their communities because they can't afford it. Folks, I was driving down Yonge Street the other day, and I don't know if you heard on the news all those businesses going out of business. There was a strip of at least 5 that I saw in a row. That is outrageous. I remember reading an article from the owner of House of Lords, a haircutting place, been around for, God knows, 30, 40, 50 years. His exact words, I have to leave the city because of the high taxes. Well, I can assure each and every business owner and every resident, when I am mayor, we will have the lowest tax rate in North America. To our seniors that find it hard to live day in and day out and pay their bills and stay in their homes that they bought many years ago, they can barely keep up with the expenses because they're constantly getting a tax bill from John Tory or Kathleen Wynn's outrageous highway bill. folks, we're going to take care of Mr. Tory and Kathleen Wynne. Mr. Tory has introduced a host of new taxes. It's increasing the land transfer tax, the road tolls that he promised he wasn't going to do, and I can assure you he's going to keep pushing for those. A roof tax. This is amazing. This roof tax that they're proposing, the larger the roof, the more rain that comes off your roof, they're going to tax you on that. It's absolutely staggering. Commercial and property taxes are higher than they ever have. He wants to put a parking tax, the higher water bills, and garbage collection rates. Folks, when you get your tax bill, look at all the hidden costs that he buries into the water and development charges and so on and so forth.
It's not his money.
That's right. It's the taxpayers' money, and that's the reason they don't care. During our administration of Toronto, folks, I have to tell you, during our administration, we were consistently ranked number 1 in the world to work and number 2 to live. The unfortunate thing, again, in 3 years, we have fallen down to number 15th. And when I become mayor, we will be number 1. We will put Toronto first, and we will put the taxpayers first. I remember standing in many debates with Mr. Tory, up and down swearing that he was going to make sure that he'd never, ever put road tolls in. And when he went to the premier, he went to Kathleen Wynne, she slapped him down like a little boy, told him to go back and try to figure out where he's going to come up with a savings. As mayor, he has done everything he can do to introduce road tolls on the Gardner and DVP. And I guarantee you, he's going to continue trying to put those tolls in. And that is approximately, that will talk about gridlock, that's going to add another $1,200 on people that commute back and forth to downtown. He promised to get traffic moving, another promise broken. All he's done is tow thousands of cars. Traffic has never been worse, and Toronto has the worst traffic in North America, folks. I can tell you, I go to LA, I go to New York, and I go to Chicago. Nothing is worse than traffic in Toronto and the GTA. It is that gridlock. Friends, that administration has put a war on the car. And I can tell you, when I'm mayor, the war on the car will be over. We will be putting money into infrastructure to make sure that you get from point A to point B in the most rapid fashion possible. He promised accountability and transparency, another broken promise. There's never been more sole source deals. When Rob was down there and I was there in Giorgio, we got rid of every sole source deal.
Yes.
What sole source deals are, folks? They get their buddies in the back room and they don't go out for bid, nothing's transparent, and they get multi-million-dollar deals off your tax dollars. What we're going to do, and the other thing that's bothered me lately are all the trips. All over the world, you see the councillors and the mayor. I want to see results. There's millions of dollars worth of trips that they're traveling around the world. It is wasted money. He promised, folks, he promised to build SmartTrack. He promised 22 new transit stations in 7 years. What I said 3 years ago, SmartTrack is still on the back of the napkin that he started 3 years ago. Nothing, and I say nothing, has been done. SmartTrack is dead. I'm here to say enough is enough. I'm here to tell you, as mayor, my number one job is to save each and every one of you money. And I will make sure every single penny that you pay into the government, they will be held accountable. And I have to tell you something, being held accountable, I read in the other day, that they hired a director of homeless. And I have to ask myself, they said the qualifications, 35 hours a week, 175,000 plus is over $200,000 a year. Another bureaucrat making $200,000 a year. When they have the chair of the committees, that's up to the mayor's office also to take care of. They got a whole department to take care of it. And I always wonder what the homeless people are thinking watching this person getting $200,000 a year. We could have 200 months of rent paid.
No more! No more!
Folks, I can tell you the people of Toronto want better services, and it means investing more in front lines. And I'll tell you a story. I went on Labor Day, and I saw my friends at 416, the frontline workers that Rob and I have always taken care of, always listened to. If they had a disagreement with their manager or even their union rep, whose office did they show up to? They showed up to Rob Ford's office or my office. And I promised the frontline workers I will protect them. And I always say it's a hard day's work for a fair day's wage. I have some special frontline workers as well. Thank you. I want to mention about our hardworking EMS and firefighters. You will have a voice, and I promise you, you will be taken care of. Folks, I got a special spot in my heart for our police. Day in and day out, they have our back. And I want to tell every police officer in this city, every day in and day out, I will have your back for the next 4 years of my Folks, this mayor is all talk and broken promises and no action. There's lots of media events, you see in the media events, with hollow press conferences, and no progress at all. There's nothing getting done in our city. And you have to, yeah, that's right. $1 billion a year is getting done of our tax dollars. Ask yourself, you just sit back and ask yourself, what has he done? I remember they used to ask Rob, and Rob pulled out 3 pages. Friends, John Tory, I can assure you, has had an easy ride until now. He has gotten away with broken promises one after the other. But believe me, this is about to change. I plan on holding him accountable with everyone else here every day moving forward until May 2018 when the election starts, and we will hold him accountable all the way to October 2018. Together, we are going to take this city back and give each and every one of you a voice. You will once again have your calls returned. You will once again have access to the mayor's office. Everyone who remembers Rob returning every call, calling every constituent back. We will be working 24/7. Friends, at the end of the day, as I've said before, my main priority is I will save you money. Thank you very much. God bless each and every